But life becomes heavier when you're carrying it alone. And the deception is this. You think that because you are a success, there are people you meet them in one circle and they are a success. And you think when they go to another circle, they'll become a success. Until you discover they were a success because they were being sheltered by the circle they were hidden in. Come on. Have you ever seen players who they were bought from another club? Coach ameenda msako akabai mtu kao Nana. I don't know why. For one reason too. Lakini ukimwona ile club alikuwa, kwani unafikiri alibaiwa because alikuwa hatari. Ukiona mpaka unasema anabaiwa. Hey, when you see where they bought him from, unasema we need that guy. Acha afike. Hey. Oh, na. Nikilio mtupu, because in one system, maybe that number 4 was a critical component to him looking exceptional. But now when you're buying, you cannot buy the entire team. So you go and isolate a person, and then you bring them. Then you discover it was not that he was not good, but he also required a particular type of synergy for him to be able to show his exceptionalness. Without that, suddenly it hits you. You become an average team. You see, I look at somebody like him and I discover, when you look at the other team, the way he was being treated like an exceptional. Now he comes to the other team, you look at him, you wonder, all these blunders, and you are bought. It's not like you landed in the club. Somebody had a choice of choosing and they bought you. Come on. And that's how I see some of you people. Somebody meets you in a particular place and some of you even, the reason why your wife thought you are marriage material is because they met you within a system that the only part was left was the marriageable part. Jueni takataka. Ni nguo ile material tulibakisha tu ni ile inaweza oleka. Hii ingine tumengangana nayo huko ni takataka. But now when you get it, this person believes that hii material ndio yote wewe. Anaanza kuivuta hivi na mitu wololo ya ye. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you, but all of us are the same. I've even seen God kill some people. Kwani watu waliua Mungu. God in all his love, he had anger against people. There are people who, I'm telling you, people can transfer. And then, now, let's keep. If I found favor, do not let me see. You see that word wretchedness? So, Moses is discovering that put for us the definition. Do you have a laptop for definitions? Kavete has. She's bought a new iPhone screen protector. She has a new iPhone screen protector. We want to look at the meaning of... So Moses, all this time, it is favor that is making him not realize that he is wretched. Even Moses said, I have wretchedness. Read for us some wretched meanings.
A state of extreme misery, unhappiness, or suffering, often due to unfortunate circumstances, poverty, or illness.
A state of extreme suffering, misery, unhappiness. Ndio kitulio. Lakini akifanya miracles, you can't tell umso aga unhappy. Unasema just want a double portion of your spirit, but the guy is unhappy. Tangu ingie kwa maisha yake, hakuwa hivyo. He was okay. Ukimwona akifanya vitu, it can also mean what?
Can also describe a condition of very unpleasant, poor, or low quality.
Incompetence, poor or low quality. Hey. Come on. Poor, uni Moses. So come Moses anazajita low quality. Where tuta assume when ni low quality. Jua tujeo na miracle ata kwa maisha yako. When unanidingi crusade, no miracle happen. You can never believe a miracle for yourself. Yeah, acha niangalie na simu ya Smasha tuoneka iko kwa kamera pale. Haifiki. Kwani hii ni TV gani? Hii ni KBC. Ama una bundle, si ni rewind. Hey. Are you hearing me, guys? So one system is misery, the other system is low quality. So you can see a lot of unhappiness is connected to low quality people. Low quality. You have another third meaning? Ama you'll use those ones for now. You wengine preach ladies conference. The lower quality a person is, the higher the rate of making people unhappy. It's connected. High quality people say they're high energy. Come on. That's why sanguines are my favorite, because they watch a movie, they're waiting for the joke. Them, they are already laughing. At what is it? It's a comedy. And why are you laughing? I'm making it easier. And I'm making it easier. Ndio ipatia kucheka ikifika, mdomo iko tayari ilikuwa inacheka. But some of you ni kama ushow mandimu, hata sifani. Hii movie hata sioni kitu ya kucheka. But when the last time ulicheka, tishu, uko na happy, uko na nini, uko na njaa, uko na kajikoni kako hapa na kajikoni uyarana, because una feel wananimalizia skari yangu na njugu yangu na hisi miti yangu na hii nini yangu. Sasa tukitoka asubuhi, what are you doing? Low quality people, low quality. So Moses is saying my quality imeenda ikiisha. Nimekaa na vitu zingine hapo zinafikiria juu ya njugu, simsim na garlic, wamekaa nazo. Kwa sasa suddenly anaanza kusema Mungu, wacha nikufe kwa sababu my wretchedness inaanza kutokea. Zile vitu niliachaga kukua zamani nimeanza kukua. Come on. Kwanza sasa tumeshaanza sijui topics hizi zinafundisha na servant leadership. So the leader is becoming more like the people is supposed to be leading. Mimi servant leader. Mimi ni leader. Nishai apply kwa maisha yako ati nataka kukuongoza. Ushasikia ati hi, my name is Welly Odendo and I want to lead you. Mimi servant leader. Mimi ni leader. Na tuna follow the leader. Si ati sasa utakuja. Ati no, don't do it. Teach them by doing. Wafungie tie your shoes. Kuna hapo ati you know, people when you show it they do it. No. If you don't do it, don't do it. We have created averageness and treated it. And you know some of them are watching me online. Imagine lo chungu anasikia. Imagine lo ananimiss. Ni chungu. Imagine quality imetoka kwa life yako. Imagine leo siku ataomba akisema, oh God, sijamiss, prove him wrong. He can't. I am his servant. I am his servant. Kwa nafikiria mimi ni wa nani? I am his messenger. This is your letter. You are low quality. That's why you are always high. So, and once you allow the unhappy to lead, soon you will be the unlucky. Because pia hapa atasema, I'm not happy. Pale aseme I'm not happy. Pale aseme I'm not happy. Pale aseme I'm not happy. Pale kuna mtu alipita kaniguza paja. I think nani unitamani. Kila mahali, lakini kwa matru umefinya napo kwa 17, umeshikwa kila mahali, umekaa hivi, hau complain. Kanisa ndo unatuletea umaskini yako. Tak. Train umeshika javelin hivi, simu iko hapa, kibeti iko hapa, na umefinywa, unasema ndalipa nikishuka. Hapo usumbui. Hivi unasema. The unhappy will make you the unlucky. This Moses got to a place he could not get. Even him did not get where he was going. Because he was leading people that were so, they made him unhappy with the work he was doing. Mi naonanga watu wanaenda conference watu wanasema ati you shall not lack a mate. Your conference mi naipita. Vile watu ni unhappy. Unajua ati vile unaweza lala hivi na uamke kesho na uende. Alafu unaenda because if there is one thing that when you take quality people and mix it with low quality people, guess who loses the most? Quality. The low quality has nothing to lose. To him, unhappy is normal. Rotten is normal. Mediocre is normal. Have you heard one of the wretchedness meaning? Poor. Poverty stricken. Poverty is normal. Hello? But the high quality person has peeled away from so many layers and layers of average and mediocrity and those things. And then as he's trying to go higher and is experiencing a different move, but there are people down here who garlics are trophies. Okay? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Am I talking to somebody here? Am I talking to some? It's a transference. And now you sit in the fellowship so that you get a transference. And unfortunately, for some of us, when we sit in the fellowship, you allow the wretched to be the leading. There are people who have created a trophy out of being brought from a single family. You know, my dad was not there, so understand me when I behave like a snake. I ain't your daddy. You know, my dad was never there, so understand me when I behave like a hyena. Or, you know, my dad, I was never brought up with a dad. I was never. Then why did you decide to get married? You'll have married a woman. Since you have man issues, find a woman to marry you. Because people are using breakdown as an excuse not to make themselves better quality. Because the more people of high quality value relationships, people of low quality are the ones who make it harder for relationships. Come on. Naileta vile mnataka ni bring ama ni aje? Aya, 20 verse 16. Mnanisikia Mamorio? There are things you will begin to do because of transference. I can tell you, I am a product of transference. Maybe that's why I'm lazy. Because of transference. There are things we are mining in the spirit. Me, I don't need to mine. Why should I mine and you have? Kabla nisome, nikwe daktari, ni fake degree, ni date lecturer, ndio nipate C-, nikwe daktari, ndio nijue kujitibu. Si nende tu kwa daktari. Ama? Before fake, udanganye, udate lecture. Yani, before get your degree after 19 years. Uliingia kama Mandela ako jela, umetoka kaa amezikwa. That's Pastor Muniu Wanjo. It's not me who said. Pastor Muniu said they may not get this. It's, you know, you think I'm the one who comes up with these things. It's never me. It's You'd be surprised how much she has told me I have not said yet. I'm waiting for the cameras to stop. But it's true. Why would you wait? Like right now, when you are unhappy, you refuse to participate. And the word fellowship is participate. And when you are not happy, you refuse to participate. So you are not participating. And the pleasure is in the participation. Come on. Those who are participating are excited. Hello? When we were building Northlands, we would go one day and celebrate that we finished digging holes. Holes, yani shimo ilikuwa inafil manzeni. Kwanza kuna ingine hapo pastor, okay, one of the men of God in this church, analima akisema kwenda huko. Tulikuwa tunaita hiyo shimo back of luck. Punda. Takata. But aliona ni the devil's back akasema we are allowed to cast it. There was a time in Northlands we were celebrating even mawe zikidropiwa site because we are participating. There was a time we were celebrating ati sasa tumefunika ile water reservoir ya Northlands. Kishimo, yani the fact that you have finished a hole, tuna celebrate. Now you may come and say it's nothing, but because we are participating, we feel it is something. But when you become wretched, participation, now you want to die, because the moment you tap your unhappiness, you begin to be, I want to say suicidal, but on the other side, you begin to sabotage, because now you begin to say, oh God, I want to die. I want to end it here. I want to do it here. And it's because the God says, look at the strategy of God. Gather to me 70 men of the elders, whom you know to be the elders of the people of it. Bring them to be the tabernacle of meeting. Si atienda kwa manyumba zao, una release, receive the Holy Ghost. Breathe 7 times, 7 times. 1, 2, the last time, clap 7 times after the last time. You just clap 14 times. No, bring them to the tabernacle of meeting. Because you can't get a transference ako kwa kanyumba kako. Mosquito imetujaza kabla hata tuweze kuambia pastor. Pastor, tutaomba leo au sijali leo hata sio mingi. Tutaomba kesho. Bring them to the tabernacle of meeting. Bring them to the tabernacle. You can be very elderly, mature, nini, but bring them. Bring them to the tabernacle of meeting. Bring them to the tabernacle of meeting. You cannot underestimate meetings. You cannot underestimate coming. You cannot say, I am receiving technologically. Sasa umeenda church na pastor wako mnajua the same thing. Chadiki hapa karibu na my sister ndio watu wasiseme tatu blame ni mnamo huu ndo tulipoteza mama yetu. Nikiongea vibaya mniseme ni mazishi. Tulifiwa sasa. Takuwa poa. Asante mami. Nauli mumenunua sweta mpya. Na juzi tulikuwa hatujamaliza kuweka sound Gedhorai. Hata viti hatujaweka. Na nimenotice hizi mahood zenyu mna mamtumba kalikali. Juu zetu hatuoni. Nyumba wapi hizi ama hizi mtumba? Hizi kwa haikai hatujaiona. Na Oliver ameniambia angalia text. Taka. Nimekutumia text. Bibish. Nimekutumia message. But the truth is that the higher the quality, the easier for it to interest in joining together. The lower the quality, the harder. Ask yourself, a CEO can live here as a CEO, join another organization as a CEO, join another organization as a CEO, join another organization as a CEO, become a cabinet secretary, because he knows very well when I go to a new organization, as I'm setting culture, I am also trying to assimilate. And sometimes you can be appointed as CEO today, but you'll be announced after 90 days. Because all this time, what do you think you're doing? You're meeting the team. You're meeting the team. How has it been? You're taking you through the inner workings of systems. But God says, bring them to the tabernacle of meeting. Come on, guys. The tabernacle was God's presence represented by a physical instrument so that you knew. You remember when we started the church, we had a carpet like this that represented the tabernacle. We couldn't afford one like this. So tulikuwa na carpet. So tulikuwa nasema, mtu atajuaje ukikanyanga hapa uko kwa tabernacle. Ukikanyaga hapa uko umoja. Tukasema tuweke carpet. There was a time even kuombea. Hiyo carpet tuliombea, God, whoever steps here, made whatever tithes and offerings, whatever needs they have. Lord, whoever steps here. Sai mnaona bado hii tabernacle of meeting inakaa hivi. But that tabernacle represented that now when you are there, you have been promoted from the rest. Are we together, church? And then I like this, that he says that they may, take us back. Pole pole tu DJ. Nataka lero direro. Verse 16. Hapo ndio mambo iko. Verse 16 inasema, bring them to them that they may stand there with you. Not wewe uko. Wewe on the other side. Umeamua hata ukuji. Wewe unasema kama Mungu amenichagua, akuja niambie himself. If he cannot tell me himself, ajikalie huko. Kwani anaonanga yeye ndio nani? He says, bring them here. Bring them. Come on. He goes on to say, verse 17. Am I talking to somebody here? Then I will come down and talk with you there. Come on. So God will not go where there is no meeting. Tabernacle of meeting. I will come down. And so people are out there. But now these people are in a place where now God is talking. Because God values fellowship. Easy masiro umejijaza ati God speak to me now lest I die. Wewe umejijaza ati I'm Hannah. I am pushing. Una push nini? Yani umejaribia. You know there are people unawaangalia unasema 10 years you will be sorry. Some of you because you are a man of errors, 10 months you will already start showing. Because God is saying there's a place I can talk to you, but I can't talk to you there where people are angry, there where people are complaining, there where people are incompetent. I need to bring you to a place. And now God is telling Moses, bring people who have shown quality, elders. They have shown quality. You cannot be advised by people of low quality. Those are fans. Come on. And I've heard that even on social media that you can buy fans. You can literally buy. You can go and say, like, I can do this video and then niseme 7 million have watched. Na nimebuy tu. Kuna tu kimse kikoinde kikaivi bani yani mimi nimepewa kazi. You can buy views. Say, oh my God, my things are working, they're magical. You can buy even followers. But you can't buy elders. You can't buy quality. And there. Because in that place now, these elders have been skilled. Pale penye watu sijui anga. Pale penye Moses unaongea how wretched. Pale penye unaongea how defeated you are. Pale penye watu wanaongea mambo ya vitunguu na nyanya na hoho. There is your fellowship. Saki kusema hiyo ni more. Because our father's church is there. Sema ile estate yenye ulikuwa unaishi. No. Kila mtu aseme ile estate alizaliwa. Kila mtu aseme ambia jirani yako estate ulizaliwa. Na nyinyi watu wa Loresho mnyamaze. We are talking serious business here. Wacha kuniangalia. I'll talk to you there. Imagine while other people look nje wanasikia anger, the other people wanahia talking. I'll talk with you there. And let me tell you, and this is what has happened in my life. The greatest spiritual transfers happen when people are talking. And that's why I don't like gossipers, complainers, mamaras. Oh, mimi nimekuja kanisa, bibi ya mchungaji nywele yake imeng'aa, mimi umeniweka tu hivi kama nakaa kama Dania. Kwani udania wewe? Mimi nimekaa tu. Bibi ya mchungaji, angalia hata wanata amekuja tu jana. Nywele inakaa imerembeka. You can't hear God there. You can't. Hii kitu inaita Mungu. You know, even God is so good, he even allows you to create your own God and call it idol. You can create a God, na amekupea ruhusa, create yours, jiitie hiyo idol. You can create your own God, na umsikiage. The greatest transfers in my life have happened through talking. Come on. Not in a service like this, that there are 19 points on catching the anointing. Number 1, serious, consistent, intense prayer. Somebody say prayer. Number 2, but to build with those 19 points, somebody can just tell you, don't throw the net on the left, throw it on the right, and your life catches fish. Lakini wewe unataka kutuambia you are I'm leaderless, rudderless, peopleless, na itakuja catch up, because the greatest Bishop JB has changed my life talking. Talking, literally talking. The feats we are doing this year have been done through talking. You know, some of you think it's when I'm holding the microphone, that is when I am an ini. And you think that because, you know, one time, somebody was telling me something, and then the person was like, but I don't think. And I'm telling them, but why did you come to see me? If you had thinking, why did you come to see me? Have I ever called you out to see you? So why have you come to see me? And you have thinking. So you do those thinkings first, because I don't have time. He says, come there. Because some of you need to know that sometimes God is talking to you. God is saying, I will take, and then as the talking is happening, the Spirit is also moving. The Spirit is also moving. You don't need touch. Nataka sasa watu wa 7. Nataka tupumue mara 8. 8 is the number of new beginnings. 8 is the number of the times that they ran. 8 is the utafanya hizi GHC na mamako anakuona unazeeka, anakuona tu anaona enyewe kama pale, kama undo tunategemea hapa tume. 8 is the number of, you will move from one conference to another conference, and you will write notes. Let me tell you, you will write notes. Have you heard 1 Corinthians? You know, when I read 1 Corinthians, let me say, not to get serious, Reverend Munio. Paul says, how come when you gather, you all have a prophecy? You all have a psalm. Have you read that verse? 1 Corinthians 14. When you gather. So when there is so anytime we will call for a meeting, there will be something to be said. But what transference? Then he says, but your gathering is not for good. Hiyo kitu ni sumbua. Because sasa ndo Mungu ambie Paul, our God is a God of decency and order. Because anasema mukisha kutana. So even now, if we call another conference, there will be a prophecy, and somebody will be saying, powerful, my God. When that man of God, it's many other, another one and another one. So you can be saying, my God, what power. When the man of God walked in, I felt the anointing, but he was wearing a hat. The Spirit departed. Then another conference, he was wearing white. You can be sitting in meetings and meetings. 1 Corinthians 14 says, when you gather somebody, you all have something. Come on. Cheni nionyeshe. Nionyeshe your verse. Yeah? 26. The woman of God, Pastor Wanjogo, has said 1 Corinthians 14:26. And she's kept her teeth 6. So get there. There it is. How is it, brethren? Whenever you come together, each one. So never be shocked. The meeting was powerful. There were many preachers. It was this. There is, anytime you gather, each one, you already have it. Each one has a psalm. Each one has a teaching. So we will never, and even if tomorrow Munio to a conference here 1 week, you will hear teachings and you will write notes. But each, look at this, has a teaching, has a tongue, has a revelation, has an interpretation. Let all things be done for edification. Then it goes to the next verse. It says, if everyone speaks, let there be 2 or 3. Meaning, you don't need 9. You can get everything you need in 2. Mimi yo kanisa nipe. 2 are enough. You don't need 10 hands laid on you to do anything. You can just get 2 and it's enough. But the problem is, let there be 2 or 3 or at the most 3. So 3 conferences zimetosha. At most. Sasa angalia, wardrobe yako inakanika wewe ndio sasa prophet. Because uko na hii conference, manguo umejaza hivi zote zina shine. Mnaniona, niangalieni vizuri, naisema kadi kwa hapa. Ama mnafikiria sasa angalia wardrobe yako inakadi kama wewe ndio unakaa sasa because ulisikia nyinyi mko kwa iba, nyinyi hizi ndo manguo and another and another and another and another and another. Hey! Hata uwezi va t-shirt kama hiyo nguo ya vijuta valini, kesho tena unaenda conference. Na uniform. Just 2, meaning 2 are enough. 2 are enough. 2 are enough. 2 are enough. Enough. Hii ingine yote ni constipation. Ni too psych. Ni greatness. But you know there are people who assume they are great by breathing the air of important men. You don't have it. It's when you are reading, Papa, come tupige picha hapa. God, come here. God can. Huyu sasa nimekutana na governor wa Odo, alafu napiga picha. When God raises a man, you are only breathing the air of important people. This man takes pictures every day. Do you know how many pictures the president takes? You just feel great by breathing the air of important people. Wewe ni useless, wewe ni kiva. Hauna kitu, you just breathe air of important people. And then you say, God has lifted me. Godspeed. Na ukiambo uingie kwa fed, hawezi kuwa hapa Tuesday ukifundishwa, lakini unafikiria umeingia, tuko kwa WhatsApp group meeting tunafanya mobilization. Sometimes you just need 2. Just 2 and you have enough. Hii ingine yote, you're just feeding from what everybody has. Everybody has. Look at verse. Look at and let one interpret. Verse 28. Am I talking to somebody? But if there is no, let him keep silent. So that tells you, if there is nobody to take what you're being told and help you now turn it into interpret, let him keep silent in church. Meaning, kanisa ni palipatu ku keep silence. So actually sometimes silence in the church is a sign you want to build the fellowship and let him speak to himself. Wacha kutuambia, I feel, let him speak to himself. Hebu jiambia, I feel, mimi naona nikabishu ingilia madem. Yo jiambie, speak to yourself. Speak to yourself. Let him speak to himself. Pasi, I want to speak to, let him speak to himself. Na because Mungu ana kazi ingine ni kusikia watu and to God. You know the good thing about God, even if I go and tell him right now, God, I want my mother back. Atasikia, haimaanishi atamrudisha. Unafikiria atasikia? Hebu funga macho uombe, ambia Mungu, Father, I want my mother back. Atasikia. God has no problem, but haimaanishi ataku. You know the good thing about him, hajakataa kusikia. Atasikia tu. And then verse 29, let 2 or 3 prophets speak and let the others. So we cannot just have a system where tuna prophesy waga every year, Kenya. Everybody is speaking to you, and now, meaning the people who are coming to do these things, you'll discover there are people who come now as judges. So the ones who prophesy looks inferior. The ones who can interpret are superior to the ones who just speak. And so you need to be in a place where somebody can look at the chaos of what you call you are thinking and help you get a proper interpretation of things. Or else you'll be limited all your life. And that can only happen by belonging to a fellowship. Telling you the truth. What cannot be done by faith is love. And for faith to work, you need to be in a loving system. Hello. Now, some of you ukipendwa unaoza. When ni samaki. The moment umependwa ndiko umetolewa kwa maji. When you are loved, you rot. You become smarter than others, difficult. Suddenly you say, you know me all along. There was this, when I was young, there was this prophecy we fulfill. When I was young, I was told there was this prophecy in my life. And it's just a case of your inability to fellowship. You know, they say the lone buffalo becomes dangerous because it has been pushed away from the pride. It is not that it is now an ego. When you meet a buffalo alone, anaitwa nani huyo? Mbogo. Akipiga raundi uko peke yake. Usiseme, wow, how come wampeni na vile he's big, strong. Utajua mbona walimtoa huko ndani. Because in the animal kingdom, what they call packs, they always want to go to hunt with the quality. Haizi kwa wendo unanga mbio, na wendo unatakanga kukula. Wase nimechoka. Kama unaga mbio, hautakula na sisi. So the moment unaanza kuonyesha hauna mbio. And sometimes I love animals that they will not even, sometimes even animals. Namupenda, I wish mademu wa church wangekuwa kaa animals. Hawezi zalia kitu nyonge na jinga. Wanawacha kwanza mpigane. Kuku. Yeye imekaa tu pale. Hawezi pigwa huko na ushindwe na wanaume wenzako na nikuzalie. No. Ama inakuwagaje? The moment unashindwa na wanaume inasema pia hiyo, because umeshindwa na wanaume. Hata kikamia, they only want to produce for the quality in the circle. Because wase na mnaambia siku hizi umeshika nini? Kama tukikimbia umechoka, pia kukula, tafuta wale wanakimbia kama wewe, wenye mtakimbizana. The Lord, always say, you know me, I'm not a reader, but you're an eater. Then you will not eat. Wakati sisi readers tunakula, ngojea tukule, tushibe, na unazusha na hii mchele nani aliweka hizi mbao? Kwani mtu ajui kupika? Hiyo ndo wewe unakula. Kwanza sisi tukifika pilau tunatolewa nyama nini. So unafika jioni unapata zile miti yenye Wakikuyu huacha. Unashanga hii mlikuwa mmepika nini, because naona miti, mbegu, hii ni nini mlikuwa mmepika? Ati ilikuwa prao. Unatoa back. Mahogany. Unashanga hii kukua ya meza. Come on guys. And that's why and this is why I think many of us are deceived, because you're running after prophets and you're not finding judges to help you get that prophecy into balance. I'm telling you, you just need not more than 2 and you're ripe. But sasa ni because wewe usiku kuna kakengine unakaona, mchana una mwingine unamuona, lunch time una mwingine unaona. Sasa ona vile unaomba kwa kanisa. Even single men know, wewe ni moto ya kuoshea. Wewe ni ule tunaambiwa huyu kama hivi na naomba kwa kanisa na wewe una single room. Ati nini roho ameshuka na wewe unaishi kwa single room. Imeisha. Sasa wewe anaona hii ploti tutafukuzwa kwa ploti. Umeamka maombi asubuhi, watoto wanashtuka. Mama akianza kuomba watoto wanashtuka. Mama anataka kuomba, roho anataka kushuka. Hey Jesus, hey Lord, I feel you. I don't know. Neighbor anasema na nini? Unywaga mnapigana hapa? Hapana. Come on, guys. Are we together? Are we together? It's fellowship. And if we don't fix fellowship, all the things you are trying to push through faith will take longer. Hello? People are building cities with this gospel. People are building cities with this gospel. Don't tell me they have another Jesus or a deeper revelation. No, they just know how to stick together, to love, transference. You can catch. I thank God, as we come from a family where our mother never taught us to gossip one another. And we do, and that's why we've lived the way we live, because we are not hatujafundishwa because mnaanza msengenyo na kugongeana, ule msee anajiona ngojea. My mom, they really tried. Paul, everywhere you go, let's get back to Numbers. I want to finish here because sasa ndio watu wabaki wakisikia kimi na those. Unajua lazima ubaki ukiumia. Ama kwa nini uhubiri injili? Kwa nini unahubiri watu? Lakini si watu ndio injili. Wewe si uhubiri wewe. Wewe si ununua kamera uhubiri injili. Kwa nini unasikia hii yetu ya watu? Wewe nunua kamera uhubiri yako ya hii. Uhubirie injili haina watu. Huwezi kwa jana ulikuwa mwanafunzi, leo wewe ndio profesa. Are we together? It says, look at this, Numbers 11. Says, I'll take some of them and I will take some of your spirit and I'll be able to do that. Now, let's get to verse number 23. Verse 23 of the same. And the Lord said to Moses, has the Lord's arm been shortened? Now you shall see whether what I say will not happen to you or not. 24. So Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and he gathered the 70 men of the elders and the people and placed them around the tabernacle. 25. Then the Lord came down in a cloud, and in the cloud, and spoke to him, and took off the spirit that was upon him and placed the same upon the 70 elders. And it happened when the spirit rested upon them that they prophesied, although they never did so again. So this is what activation happens. Sindio? Fellowship. Same thing you will see in 1 Samuel chapter 10. The Bible says, and Saul, you shall come into the company of prophets. You don't need to be a prophet. You just need to find a company that has prophets. Come on. You don't need, and it's about quality. For me, you cannot be in the fellowship and you're not serious about making yourself high quality. And how do you know low quality people? The rate at which they get unhappy. Victims are victimizers. You can't build a vision with a victim. 1 Samuel chapter 10, it says, and Samuel, you shall come into a company of prophets, and in that company of the prophets, you shall prophesy. Am I talking to somebody here? Jesus says in the book of Luke, there it is, and after you shall come to the hill, and it will happen when you have come there to the city, that you will meet a group, not a single man, a group of prophets coming down from the high place with a string, a tambourine, and they will be prophesying. Verse 6 says, and as they are in their thing, then the Spirit of the Lord will come upon you, and you will. And then what happens? You will be turned. A transfer will happen. You are becoming, and unfortunately, I like what I'd put there is that these prophets will be coming from the high place, not the low place. They'll be coming from the high place. And as they're coming from the high place, they'll be speaking another thing. And your life is changing because you're interacting with people who are coming from a high place. You cannot be mingling with people who are coming from a low place, and then you want to carry the spirit that shall make you a king. group of people, and you'll be turned into another man. So the man you are right now is a manifestation of two things. One, you're disciplined. Two, the people you have interacted with. You are carrying interactions with you. You are carrying people. Wow. That's some. Naona nikiwa imetosha ama ni aje? Shughuli imeweza? That's the problem. That's the frustration. Same thing happens. Every time you hear that word prophesying, it is something that happens when the body is together. It's something that is stimulated when there is a gathering and a grouping. Ezekiel is told by God, I see a valley of dry bones. If you go to verse number, I think 11, that's Ezekiel 36 or 37, then it says, this is the house of Israel. When they were disjointed, they were not an army. But when they came together, they became an army. Sindio? So anytime you are disjointed, you can't be an army at one man army. There's nothing like a one man. Hizo movies za Rambo umeona ni uongo. Commando umeona ni uongo. This looks like a job for John Rambo. Ni uongo. And by all means, kama wewe ndio Rambo, si familia yenu kuisha. Kama wewe ndio Rambo. Kama wewe ndio Rambo. Hello. Then you will be turned. So there is a man you can be turned into if you meet people who are coming from a high place. And there is a man you can be turned into if you sit with people who are mingling with low grade, low quality people. Paul told the Galatian church, who has bewitched you? Ask them. That's Galatians 5:1. He called them foolish Galatians. I mean 3:1. 3:1. Is it 3:1? Galatians 3:1. He called them foolish Galatians. Who has bewitched you? O foolish Galatians, who has bewitched you that you should not obey the truth? So I told you, he says, before whose eyes Jesus was clearly portrayed. You know, the problem with this thing is like suddenly you begin to, it's like somebody begins to portray something that you yourself are aware. I've never seen that. But this person, and it takes, you know, the problem with this word bewitched is that's a transference. It's the spirit of another person. It's a who. It's not a devil. It's just a who. And that person, spiritual interpretation. Now, Paul is saying you have become foolish because it changes what you have been enjoying and turns it. And then he says, did you not receive the Spirit by faith? It's like it moves you from what you are enjoying and turns what was pleasurable. You see, if you come here and you come, it takes sorcery to make you feel. When you want to be important to unimportant people, that's when you get bewitched. Come on. When you want respect from when you want to be, you know, I told you, me nishasikia, I hardly hear, I muskia Mungu, but I've heard the devil once. A woman told me that a woman should be adored. I got shocked. That deep down, you think you should be adored. Na wewe wageni wakikuja baba yako alikuwa anakuweka ulale kwa kitanda nje kwa kiti, na hiyo kiti ni ile ya watu wawili. Wewe ndio ulikuwa unaweka miguu imehangivi. Na hata kama kuna ugali na mala, wewe ndio unakula ugali na mala. Jumayai ni ya wageni. Your own father who you came from never thought you needed to be adored. Wageni wakikuja ulikuwa unalala kwa kiti. But now umepata kitu kingine hapo inakaa jinga. Hiyo ndio umeipea kazi ya kukuado. You are playing. Come on. And that's why I think most of us, what we call love is sorcery. It is somebody's spirit, because love by nature, it is joining. It doesn't separate. That's why when Paul is wondering, what shall separate us? When somebody loves, he cannot fight to separate. You cannot join us today na mimi na Munio tuanze kupigana. We will just look what changed. You joined us. So when you come, how can it be ati sasa saa hii mimi na Munio tunapigana? We have hatujapigana lakini you've come. Lakini unasema ndiko umekam kutuonyesha another side yenye Munio hajawahi ona. Which other side? We've shared a towel. Which other side? Ni nini hii mnatrying kutuonyesha like when you see that, most of us, it's sorcery. It's somebody's, because the person stops developing vision and start turning the relationship to the vision. Relationship was not the vision. It was an avenue to fulfill a vision of being fruitful and multiplying and filling the earth. So multiplying and filling the earth was the vision. Not you being adored, being the vision. But if you have inferiority complexes, defeat mechanisms, failure mechanisms, systems of then now you have to be like, we have to keep pouring into you, because we cannot start the race, because we will not run until we wait until you are ready to run. Until now we start asking, hi baby, can I love Sila? And then you add church lingua. Your wife always listen because they have 6 senses. And then God tells Adam, you did not listen to me, you listened to her. Can your wife hear God and allow God to lead? I remember, I'll say this and then I'll edit. Many years ago, Rev came Come on. Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? Are we together? That's why you must be drama-free, because you are high quality. You must be drama-free because you are high quality. Come on. Come on. You must tell yourself, I must belong in a fellowship, because it is in fellowship that I'm getting a transfer. I'm getting a transfer. You didn't even pay the price for it, but you're getting a transfer. You're getting a transfer. You're getting a transfer. Without you are just being you, working on becoming high quality, but you're getting a transfer. Amen. Can we release the online guys? I know they'll be watching later and now and wherever. God bless you. The paybill number is there too.